What if I told you that Cyberpunk 2077, a game that's nearly 5 years old, just got another surprise update, and CD Projekt Red is teasing something massive for December? Guys, Night City is far from done with us. Today we're going to dive deep into everything that's happened with Cyberpunk 2077 over the past month, some of the wild rumours circulating in the community, and the latest intel on Project Orion. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Hey everyone, and welcome back. Hope you're all having a great day out there. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we're covering everything Cyberpunk 2077 related and other games as well. Let's jack in and let's see what's happening in Night City. So, recent updates. The game that refuses to die. So here's the thing that's been honestly blowing my mind, right? Cyberpunk 2077 just keeps getting updated. I'm not talking about sort of small hotfixes here and there. We're talking about meaningful content drops. The most recent patch, 2.31, dropped back in September, and that addressed a bunch of issues that appeared after the massive 2.3 update. Now, 2.3 was huge. It introduced auto drive functionality, which literally lets you sit back and drive across Night City automatically, pretty much like you're in Delamain taxis all the time, right? But they also brought you back Delamain taxi service as well, adding in new vehicles as well. So you had the Yaber motorcycles, you had all the vehicles that are added as well, and made significant improvements to photo mode. But here's what's really crazy. CDPR has repeatedly said that they were done with Cyberpunk. And the development on it was done. It was no more updates. After patch 2.2 dropped in December 2024, everyone thought, right, that is it, until the sequel would come out. Then bam, surprise, patch 2.3 launches in 2025, July. Then 2.31 in September. The developers even had to apologise about delays because they wanted to ensure quality. Well, why are they apologising about delays that we didn't expect in the first place? Well, what really changed? Well, CDPR outsourced the ongoing support to a company called Virtuous, which specialises in maintaining live games. This meant that the core CDPR team could focus on games like The Witcher 4 and Project Orion, while Cyberpunk 2077 continues getting love and attention from another studio. It's actually quite a brilliant move. So let's have a look at what's been happening with player count and community health, right? Let's talk numbers, because they actually tell a very interesting story. According to Steam charts, Cyberpunk 2077 averaged around 28,000 concurrent players over the last 30 days, with peaks hitting nearly 58,000 players. For a game that's 5 years old, that's actually crazy. But that's actually down about 12% from October, which saw about 31,600 average players. But the context around this is that October 2025 was actually up 17% from September. July saw a massive 53% spike when update 2.3 dropped, but these fluctuations are quite normal, and honestly, for a game approaching its 5th anniversary in December 2025, maintaining 30,000 plus daily players honestly is remarkable. There are games that launched in June of this year that aren't even breaking 15,000 players. Like, it's crazy. The modding community is also absolutely thriving around Cyberpunk as well now. With over 18,000 mods available on Nexus, players are finding endless ways to refresh their experience. The community is actively creating content from Cyber Psycho encounter mods to complete graphical overhauls. CDPR even added in official Red mod support, making modding more accessible than ever. If you'd like to see me do some mod reviews on Cyberpunk, guys, let me know it down in the comments below. So, Cyberpunk 2077 has been absolutely crushing it with crossovers recently. In October, they announced a collaboration with Arena Breakout Infinite, a tactical extraction shooter, Fans called it the weirdest crossover of 2025. It's actually quite smart marketing, which kept Night City relevant across different gaming communities. We also had the release onto Switch, Switch 2 and the Mac, for example. They've also done crossovers with Wuthering Waves, Guilty Gear Strive, and previously with massive games like Fortnite, Rocket League and Balatro. These partnerships have kept Cyberpunk in the conversation and introduced the universe to new audiences, which probably is why we've got the repeating average player count quite high in the 30,000s. Now, let's talk DLC rumours and speculation. This is where things are going to get a little bit juicy. So back in June 2025, some serious DLC rumours started circulating. A writer from Virtuous, the same company handling all the Cyberpunk updates, had listed Cyberpunk 2077 DLC on their LinkedIn profile, specifically mentioning writing dialogue for multiple new side quests. CDPR quickly shut down speculation about a second major expansion, unlike Phantom Liberty. They explicitly stated there wouldn't be a new story DLC. However, it doesn't mean that we're not getting anything. Community detectives have noticed something quite interesting. Mysterious encrypted character slots appeared on the official Cyberpunk Instagram back in March. 6 character birthdays have been revealed monthly since then. So fans are speculating that these could be new characters for smaller content drops, or tie-ins with the upcoming Edgerunners 2 anime. Now, here's a big one. December the 10th, 2025 marks 5 years since Cyberpunk 2077's original disastrous, shall I just add, launch, right? And CDPR is being suspiciously quiet about it. So they had a red stream back in July. There was a senior community manager mentioned about the 5th anniversary, saying that we'll discuss the 5th anniversary later when the time is right, before he was cut off by another team member. Community director Pavel Sasko has repeatedly hinted that Reddit and fans are overlooking features that they're currently teasing as well. So what could we realistically expect from this 5th anniversary? Let's break down a little bit of that speculation. So are we most likely going to get maybe a commemorative update with quality of life improvements, possibly cross-platform mod support for consoles? I don't know, maybe. Some fans are hoping for New Game Plus, which has been requested since launch. Definitely hope that happens, because I really would like a New Game Plus. Moderately likely, let's have a look. Small content additions like new gigs or side missions, possibly even tied to the Edgerunners 2 release timeline, which we don't know about yet. Remember, update 2.2 and 2.3 were already substantial without being full expansions, guys, so just remember that. So what's on the community wish list that might be quite unlikely? The cut casino content from North Oak that's been sitting in the game files since launch. A few ambitious fans think that we might get a second district or a major location, but that kind of seems unrealistic given development priorities by CDPR. But the pattern here is clear. CDPR loves celebrating anniversaries. They did something special for the Witcher 3's 10th anniversary, and Cyberpunk 2077 has become too important to their brand to let the milestone pass without any acknowledgement. So watch this space, guys. Right, what's going on with Cyberpunk Edgerunners 2? Right, the anime. I don't know if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It's on Netflix. This is absolutely been confirmed and it is happening. Okay, in July 2025 at Anime Expo in Los Angeles, CDPR officially announced Edgerunners 2. Okay, Studio Trigger is the ones who's returning to create a 10-episode standalone series with a completely new cast and story. It's going to be described as a raw chronicle of redemption and revenge. The teaser made it crystal clear though. David is dead, but Night City lives on. Production is underway at the moment based on the first season's timelines, which was announced in June 2022 and then released that September. Analysts reckon that we're going to see Edgerunners 2 as early as late 2025 or Q1 26. Now, bearing in mind that we are in November of 25 right now, it's more than likely going to be Q1 26. Netflix has not confirmed any release dates as yet, but in production typically means we're closer than anybody thinks. There's an interesting part to this though. There are some quite strong rumours that the game will receive a tie-in update when Edgerunners 2 drops, similar to how the original anime boosted its player counts by over, I believe it was around 700% in September 2022. This could include new quests, cosmetics, or references to the anime's new characters as well. Alright, let's get down to it. Cyberpunk 2, otherwise known as Projekt Orion. Let's talk about this sequel that everyone has been waiting for. In May 2025, CDPR officially announced Projekt Orion has entered pre-production and is now being called Cyberpunk 2. Here's what we know for certain, right? Development status as of May 2025, 96 developers are working on Cyberpunk 2, up from 84 in February. That's still relatively small compared to the 422 people working on The Witcher 4, which is CDPR's current priority game, right? But when we're looking at for timeline though, right, it is years away. CDPR hasn't ruled out a late 2030 or early 2031 release. If we look at their typical development cycle of around 4 to 5 years from pre-production to release, and considering The Witcher 4 is likely coming around 2027, Cyberpunk 2 is probably looking at 29, 2030 at the very, very earliest here. Now, as we all know, Cyberpunk was built on a proprietary engine, the Red engine, but Cyberpunk 2 is being built in Unreal Engine 5. Okay, so CDPR is working quite closely with Epic Games to ensure the engine supports their vision. This should help avoid any technical nightmares that plagued the original's launch that we all know about. Okay. Now, where it all gets exciting is the story and the setting. In May 2025, Cyberpunk creator Mike Pondsmith revealed that Cyberpunk 2 will feature a brand new city alongside Night City. He's described it as like Chicago gone wrong. Night City will still be there, but we're going to expand the universe significantly. Now, Associate Director Pavel Sasko has emphasized Cyberpunk 2 will be more reactive to player choices, ensuring that your decisions actually matter and aren't invalidated. They're learning from what Cyberpunk 2077's strengths and weaknesses, guys. This is good news, but we have got a long way to go. There was a recent tease, however. Just last week, Mike Pondsmith appeared on a Red stream and teased that CDPR developers have been showing me what's going to be happening in the new iteration of the game. He's been reviewing scripts and checking out new cyberware designs. Development is definitely progressing, even if it's still early days. Let's step back a little bit and look at the bigger picture here, right? Cyberpunk 2077 has undergone one of gaming's most remarkable redemption arcs. It truly has. From the disastrous launch in December 2020 through years of patches and critically acclaimed Phantom Liberty expansion to becoming a beloved game with a thriving player base in 2025. It is genuinely impressive. It's massive that it's done this. The game has hit 30 million copies sold, and Phantom Liberty on its own reached 10 million copies. That is commercial success by any metric. I don't care what you say. More importantly, player sentiment has completely shifted. The Steam reviews are now very positive, and the modding community continues to expand the experience. CD Projekt Red learned brutal lessons from this game's launch, guys, and they're applying that knowledge to both Witcher 4 and Cyberpunk 2. The switch to Unreal Engine 5, emphasis on transparency, the focus on quality over rushed releases, these are direct responses to what happened in 2020. Let's just hope they all learn from this, guys, and it does bring a fantastic Cyberpunk 2 in the next 5 years. Okay, so there you have it, everybody. The complete state of Cyberpunk 2077 as we head into the final months of 2025. We've got surprise updates still dropping. There is a thriving player base hovering around sort of the 30,000 concurrent players. Edgerunners 2 is in production for 2026. There's a mysterious 5th anniversary plans for December. Let's all keep our ears to the ground for that one. And Cyberpunk 2, is slowly taking shape for a 2030 release. What am I predicting on this? Well, I do think that December the 10th is going to bring us something. Whether that's some major content, some cross-platform mod support, or even just a commemorative celebration. CDPR will not let 5 years pass without marking the occasion. And honestly, the fact that we're still getting updates and content for a game from 2020 that they said back in 24 that we wouldn't be getting any more updates for is something we should celebrate. Night City's not going anywhere, and neither am I, guys. If you enjoyed the deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe for more coverage, and let me know in the comments what you think CDPR has planned for December. Are you team big content drop, or are you team temper your expectations? Guys, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day out there, everybody.